It's 22 minutes past 8 a.m. Thank you so much for being with us in the middle of the week, Wednesday's edition of Morning at NTV. I am Priscilla Regina Naluga, and we're going to be taking note on something that is very, very personal to me. It is also something that I believe each one of us needs in this day and era, especially post-COVID-19. Everything got shook, even life got shook, and you didn't know if you were going to make it the next day or even end that year. And so many decisions were altered. At the end of the day, we need to reorganize ourselves and face the new realities with strength. And so this morning, we're going to look into how to make major shifts in career transition, or even just personal transitions for that matter. Joining me is a gentleman who needs no introduction. He's a speaker, he's a trainer, he's a thought leader, and he runs by 3 words: discover, nurture, and conquer. His name is Dr. Robert Burale. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay.
I'm enjoying Uganda.
Oh,
yes.
What have you enjoyed about Uganda so far?
Some peanut sauce and matoke or something.
Very true.
Oh, I love it.
No, that's definitely a delicacy.
And people are very friendly here, very welcoming.
I mean, that's why we have #1.
You know?
Across Africa. All right, so you're in Kampala for a special event. It's sponsored by Nation Media Group, and you want to focus on personal career transformation.
Absolutely.
But I need to first understand, according to you, what's personal transformation?
Well, it's just moving from one place to another. Transport, transfiguration is the presence of mind and the journey of building yourself, improving yourself, not just moving, because movement could be backwards. Is to improve yourself professionally, physically, personally, socially, just an all-rounded person. But the key is moving yourself positively. Not all movement is good movement, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and then how does that also relate to career transformation?
Because if you are depressed at home, when you step into your workplace, the depression does not wait outside the door. It doesn't tell you, since you're going to do your news from 8 to 10, I'll give you a break. If you are injured personally, as an individual, when you come to your workplace, you're just an injured employee.
Okay.
So if you're going to perform to your optimum at your place of work, you must take care of you as the person, because you cannot separate the two. If you feel unwell, as an individual at home, you'll not come to work. And guess what? The company misses your services. So we got to get to a place where, especially the African, we need to get to a place where we do not try and separate the two. We try to separate the two, we get frustrated in the long run.
Home affairs be home affairs.
Yes,
When
yes.
you come
You
to
cannot
work,
separate.
you close yourself out to work.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So people have made wrong personal and career decisions,
right,
without a doubt. And they've come to the realization of that, and they've needed to make alternative decisions to counter the wrong decisions that they have made. How do you prepare such a person for them to make a counter decision?
Right. Number 1 is to accept the mistakes you did. Look at where you slipped, not where you fell. Sometimes we concentrate on where we fell, but not where we slipped. If there's water here, you will slip, but you may fall 10 meters away. But what do you need to do? Don't worry about where you fell. Look at where you slipped. Then clean up that mess so that you don't fall again. So it is a place of accepting where you went wrong. When you look at me here, I've made great mistakes in my life, and I've learned. Oh, my goodness! I mean, I've tried suicide 3 times. That's a place of depression, because I felt that I cannot recover from the mistakes I did. And I was like, I must check out. And there are many people who are not thinking suicide per se, but career suicide. People feel like, I'm done with this life, you understand? And I'll just stay home and do nothing. So when I had a conversation with a man in the mirror, and I said, you know what, I'm going to face the bad and the ugly.
Right.
And starve it and start feeding the good. And once I accepted where I went wrong, then my mind and my eye was clear enough to start seeing the opportunities. And that is what, as one of the reasons that has brought me to Kampala, is that there are many people who feel time has gone. There are many people who feel opportunities have gone, and when I look at my age, I don't think I'll have the opportunities. But I'm here to tell people, no. As long as there's blood running through your veins and your heart is still beating, even at 60, you can have a turnaround and shift and start now producing results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the reality of our communities is that we don't necessarily have many of those examples that have made the shifts and turnarounds for us to emulate and say that, okay, if someone did make that shift and turnaround and advanced at 60, perhaps there's still time for me. And with the absence of that, how do we then expect people to make the important personal growth decisions they need to make?
One man at a time, one woman at a time. You see, for example, I'm coming here, I'm going to speak. And the problem sometimes is where we want to appear all perfect. When people come to talk, we were all number one in school. We've never made a wrong decisions. So we are speaking based on theory.
Right.
But the moment you become vulnerable, if I show you my scars, then you can trust me. You understand? I'm sitting here in 2022. A few years ago, at some point, I couldn't afford even 3 meals a day. So when you show people the practicalities, then people can say, I can trust you because you've shown me your scars. But largely, the African culture has raised us to always be okay, has raised us to say, you have never been through depression, has raised Priscilla to say, you have not had a time where nobody answered your calls, but they just want to see Priscilla now, the lady doing great things on TV.
And that is my challenge right there, because people leave out that important detail that could aid another in making a better decision. So that needs to be changed. On the other side, let's look at it in terms of, you know, the outskirts, the generic, which is COVID-19. People lost a lot of things. Some have lost everything, and some have been in the place of, how do I recover? How do I regain resilience to then face the future that is, again, maybe uncertain because of what we have seen in recent past?
I think
how do we do that?
Number one, we have to accept, painfully so, but rightly so, that abnormal is the new normal. We went to sleep one day, we woke up with COVID all over. Yep. You understand? We go to sleep today, we wake up with Ebola. You go to so now what happens is that we have to understand, if you started it and you lost it, you can start again. If you build it and it came down, it means since you've done it before, you can do it again. And I think for me, what this has brought into the fore is the need to have more than one income stream. We are, as an African continent, largely taught, if you have a job, be safe, protect your work. If you have
a garden behind there to give you the supply for food, you're good.
Yes, but this thing of just saying one stream of income, I'm employed. You can sleep employed, you wake up a former employee. Somebody else is making decisions on your behalf. But what do you have in your hands? Yes, you're employed, but we need to open our mind to other streams of income. Because imagine, you are asleep saying you've ironed your clothes, done your hair, and you're like, tomorrow I'm going to work at 8. And you come and park and you enter. And then you're told, please go to HR. A decision was made while you're snoring. So COVID has taught us how to open our minds to many things. There are people, by the way, this is a controversial statement, who should be resigning.
Yeah.
There are people who are suffering because they're in employment.
Yeah. That's true.
And there are others who should be in employment, but they're not willing to start afresh. And that's what we need to do. We're going to test some scripts tomorrow. Tell people, listen, the reason you're perambulating in mediocrity is because, yes, you fell from up there, but you don't have the humility to start from down here, to build up, down up. And
that's why it comes to the place of people do not, either we don't understand, or we're not willing to be pinched where it hurts most. And that would require us to agree that there's need to develop.
Yes.
And so in your trainings, as you help people discover, what are some of those tools that you are helping them to accept that they must adopt to development if they're going to achieve the things that they envision?
The problem, Priscilla, is largely we have talked about the good side of development. That if you develop, you'll be the best anchor in Africa.
Yeah.
But then we need to tell people development has a process, and the process is uncomfortable. Now, when we skip the process, when the discomfort comes, people pull out. Like a lady who is heavy with child. Yes, in 9 months, she'll be smiling, holding the baby. But there's the first trimester of the discomfort of being lethargic or being lazy. Then the second trimester, that you're slow in movement, but you know there's something developing in you. And then the third trimester, when people are seeing what, I mean, the greatness that is about to come, but it hasn't come yet. So you're like, oh, congratulations, the baby is about to come. But they are not there when you're tossing and turning and you are being uncomfortable when you're going up the stairs. So we need to tell people about the process. The Burj Khalifa, which was once the tallest building in the world, took 6 years to dig the foundation and only 4 years to erect the building. Nobody came to pay money to see the foundation being dug, but people are traveling from all over the world to enjoy the beauty and the splendor of this building. So it is a process. I concentrate more on the process, so that people can have staying power.
The power is in the process.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's translate that into career transformation.
Right.
So many companies, and earlier I was talking with Peter Chambade here, they are looking to the mid-sized 100 companies in Uganda, but investment in human resource development, in development on personal or corporate level is very minimal in our country.
Sadly.
And so how do you expect people to perform to optimum? How do you expect, as the vision bearer employer, to achieve your dreams and goals and plans if your employees are not that empowered to do so, or developed for that matter to do so, away from the paycheck that should enable them to come the following month and the following month and the following month? So how do we avert this problem?
I'm so happy you brought that up, because that is the cancer that is bedeviling the African continent. I've been to Europe. They put so much emphasis on personal development. If I take care of Priscilla, the person, she will perform as the host. And I want to urge, like for example, when you hear such things, when you hear people who are building capacity, and there are many companies within Africa and Uganda that of building capacity and training the staff and making them better people before their employees. If you can do that as a company, and sometimes run away from the profit first, because take care of me, I'll make you profit. If I feel you care about me, you will not have to push me to perform, because I feel you've taken care of me. Let's have the retreats. Let's have these seminars. Like, for example, companies...
Yeah, but you see, they're coming at a cost which company is not willing to spend, because it's supposed to be profit for them. Okay,
fine. Then in 2022, you are saving that cost because you want the profit, all right? But I've not taken care of Priscilla. But Priscilla is going through a process that may take her into depression. Yeah, so you have saved in 2022. The board of
directors is telling you minimize costs.
It's fine.
While you are getting us money.
But allow me to speak to the board of directors. You will save in 2022 December. But then in 2023 November, half of the staff will be walking wounded. And then now you have to think about employing again. Okay. And then it's 1 step forward and 10 steps back.
Clearly, we have opened up a Pandora's box.
And let's open it more, please.
We can do that tomorrow. So tell us about the event tomorrow. Who do you want to come to listen to you, and where is it going to be happening?
Of course, we're at Kampala Serena, an amazing, amazing place. But we want companies to send their staff. I mean, from top to bottom. Because let me tell you, even the person making tea needs to be taken care of.
That's true.
It's as important as a financial director. You understand what I'm saying? Aside of companies sending their staff there, individuals who maybe are in between jobs or are in the place of good but are looking for best. People who are wondering, anybody who, by the way, who goes to work primarily to earn a salary needs to be there. Because if that is you, you're really doing yourself disservice. If you have one stream of income, you must also be there. In fact, you should be waiting from this evening.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. One last statement.
Right.
From the great doctor.
One last statement. The greatest danger in life is to conquer the wrong mountain successfully. There's danger in going to Kenya, but you're moving towards Kampala. Do not conquer the wrong mountain successfully. The sky is never the limit. The sky is the fueling station. See you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow at the Kampala Serena Hotel. And again, just to re-echo it for you, there's danger in climbing up the wrong mountain, because guess what? You'll have to come back down and then climb the right mountain again, which is something that you do not want to do. Dr. Robert Burale will be tomorrow at Kampala Serena, and he will be speaking in regards to personal growth and career transformation. You must be there. That brings us to a break here in Morning at NTV. And we definitely can't be continuing later on. Stay with us.